And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/Takes by Fans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So, however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered in multiple ways. Alrighty, today's a big old Monday, folks. The Elite Eight has officially wrapped up on March Madness, and we've got the Final Four. Unfortunately, the points did not work out for us last night. Unfortunate. We took Miami with the points, we took St. Peter's with the points, and we needed more points at the end of the day. Dang, dang, dang. So, we'll quickly touch upon March Madness, quickly to get everything caught up. We're on the same page there. Then today on the show, Malik Willis trying to fit him in. Hopefully we can watch Malik Willis. What is this man showing us in the college program, in his pro day? What is this man looking like? Is he a viable starting quarterback, year one rookie quarterback? Can he compete with the other great rookie quarterbacks that we've kind of seen recently? Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, can he kind of be the next one of them? I mean, they set the bar high. Joe Burrow's already got to a Super Bowl coming off an injury. Justin Herbert slinging the ball around, looking absolutely fantastic, throwing the football. Can Malik Willis join that? A little bit of the new wave, the new era of quarterbacks. Hopefully we can finally watch him and determine that. We got to break down the NBA from last night, and I'm done, folks. I'm telling you, I'm done. I'm kicking teams out the top 10. I'm done with the team already. It's an unexcusable loss, and we're done. And we will be kicking them out of the top 10, and we will be replacing them. I'm done. We're in the final home stretch, folks. Have y'all not listened to the show for the last 2 weeks, week and a half? We are in the final stretch. 2 more weeks of the regular season in the NBA. Get it together. What the heck? LeBron's Lakers lose last night. They are up like 20 points and end up losing the game against the Pelicans. Do y'all not know that you may not even make the play-in tournament, the top 10 seeds? A LeBron James-led team not even in the top 10 seeds of this conference? What is going on? Wake up, NBA. What are we doing? I'm done, folks. So don't be surprised when we're kicking teams left and right out. I'm gonna stick with the teams that want to play, because I just had the Celtics win last night, and they had the worst news ever, folks. I mean, I don't even want to talk about it, but we're gonna have to talk about it. I'm heartbroken. I'm gonna put it like that. I'm heartbroken. Somehow we still managed to, bring ourselves to the show today, but I am heartbroken, folks. Our Celtics, a crushing blow, but we'll talk all that through. So, NBA last night, betting on the NBA tonight, and we actually hit on the NBA. We didn't hit on college last night, but we hit in the NBA, baby. Yes, sir. That's the one thing we do know. We talk March Madness for a couple of days on the show. That's it, folks. We don't talk about college basketball all year long, anything like that. We joined March Madness because why wouldn't we? It's fun. Everybody does it. Are we going to be the only person not talking about March Madness? Of course not. So we talk March Madness here and there. We don't really know. I will admit, out of everything that we talk about, we don't know the most of March Madness. I will concede that to y'all. So, if we can hit our NBA picks over our March Madness picks, yeah, that's what we're truly aiming for. So, yeah, 0-2 yesterday in the March Madness, but 2-0 in the NBA. So, yeah, give me that, yeah. So, breaking down the NBA from last night, betting on the NBA that we are actually still hitting on, bingo, bango, betting on the NBA tonight. Some NFL stories to go over. We had the owners meeting today, so we've got a couple of quotes by some owners. We know who's going to be on the next edition of Hard Knocks. That's going to be great to talk about. And once again, Malik Willis, maybe looking into him. But the only way we find out if we are going to watch Malik Willis today on the show is to start the show and see if we can get there in time. So let's start the show here. Let's start with March Madness, quickly talk that through, then we'll shift gears to the NBA, then we'll shift gears to the NFL. So here we go, March Madness yesterday. Unfortunate, no really close games. I mean, those games were really kind of blowouts right from the rip. Especially the, what game was it? The St. Peter's game. Man, man, they did not even. They were down like 10-0. I think UNC got off to like a 10-0 start, and it was over from that point on. So St. Peter's luck just ran out, and their points luck just ran out. We had 8.5. We were feeling good. We thought it would at least be competitive. But they lose by 20, and once again, they lost that +8. I was watching the game, and I was like, all right, 0-0, fine. I got the +8, 8-0. I love it. And then it goes to 2-0. I'm like, all right, we still got 6 buffer points, no worries. And then it hit 4, and then it hit 6, and then it hit 8, and then it hit 10, and now we're down. And now we're struggling to make up points, and it was just done from that point on. So St. Peter's luck ran out. Everybody's favorite Cinderella team truly ran out, and we said it yesterday on the show. Were they buying into their own hype a little bit too much? Once again, the head coach in their last game, hey, what are they going to say about us now? Well, they're not going to say anything about you now, because you're not in the tournament anymore. Nobody's talking about St. Peter's anymore. After March, nobody will even remember St. Peter's. St. Peter's Peacocks? No, I don't even remember that. I mean, we're talking about Will Smith now slapping Chris Rock. Nobody cares about St. Peter's anymore. You had your 15 minutes, but unfortunately, goodbye. You are out of the zeitgeist, and you are donezo. So North Carolina takes care of business, which begs the question, is it all fake? Is it all scripted? Duke, Carolina, Duke, UNC have never met in the March Madness tournament their entire careers with their head coaches, but now on Coach K's last year, they just somehow both make the Final Four. Ooh, so if you want to get conspiratorial, there it is, folks. There it is. Duke UNC Final Four. It's going to be amazing. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I don't want to see that. So if they did script it, yeah, I'm about it. Absolutely. But it still begs the question, hey, did that play into me losing the +8? Because if it did, I'm fine with y'all doing it, but let me get the money under the table. Yes, if y'all are scripting, that's fine. I just want to be in a little bit on the take. I'll be on the take, a little bit of money under the table. That's the best type of money, baby, under the table. I don't see it coming, you don't see it going, and we just look the other way and keep on going about our business. Yeah, give me the underneath the table stuff. Yes, wink, wink. Yes, I'm all about that. I'm all about that. All right, so Duke UNC Final Four. Going to be fantastic. It's going to be the biggest game potentially of the year. Nobody even cares about the finals. Who cares about the finals? We've got the finals. It's in the Final Four. Duke UNC. Coach K's last ride versus the Duke UNC biggest rivalry that there is in college basketball. Yeah, that's the finals. We don't care about Villanova or Kansas. Who cares? Done. Duke UNC. Just make them the final two. Villanova, Kansas. You can play for number 3. Nobody cares about you. So we got Duke UNC coming up in the Final Four. And then we also had Kansas truly just dominating, and their bigs were looking big. And I think this is what we're going to do next year in March Madness. I think we're truly done with the algorithm in March Madness. We're only going to be looking at size, because Kansas bigs, they were looking big and beefy last night, like Miami could do nothing against them. Kansas just having their way with Miami in the paint, offensive rebounds in general, just a big dominant. So I think that's how we're going to play it next year, folks, when we fill out the brackets. We're just going to be looking at the height advantage. Who's got the bigger, beefier players? That's the team we're going to select to win. So whoever has the tallest, beefiest players will win March Madness next season. Kansas is in the Final Four by being just absolutely beefy. They win by 26. Man, oh man, 76-50. And once again, our measly 5.5 points, just not enough. Womp. But we got the Final Four coming up on the 2nd. What's the next month? April 2nd. We got Saturday Final Four games tipping off, and then I believe, the championship game is that Monday. So one more week of college March Madness tournament to talk through and watch and bet on. So one more opportunity, one more extended weekend, Saturday and Monday, coming up next week to crown the winner of this great March Madness that we've just witnessed. So, Duke, UNC, Villanova, Kansas, who wins it all? We'll have that a little bit later when we need to talk about March Madness again, which will be on Saturday's show. So, in classic fashion, we will not be talking about college basketball for about a week. Classic. So, congratulations to UNC, congratulations to Kansas for getting the wins and, ruining our perfect streak. We were 7-0 heading into yesterday, folks. We were aiming for 11-0 over the last 3 days betting-wise, and the college games ruined us. The NBA games didn't, but the college games did. So, congratulations for making us look wrong. Thank you for that. All right, that's all the March Madness we had to go over for today. So now let's shift gears to the NBA, where we did hit our bets, baby. And we do know what we're talking about, baby. And we've got so much news here in the NBA. Good news, bad news, teams stepping up, teams not stepping up, best teams in the league losing a key player for the rest of the year. No. So much to talk about here. And then, as always, we will try to bring it all home with taking bets tonight. The best value. Where is the value? Still got great value. Yesterday, Suns -4 against the 76ers. And once again, the 76ers, we've got big concerns about them. We want to buy into them. We love Joel Embiid. We love James Harden. We want to see them finally have success in the playoffs. But we've got concerns, and concerns showed up last night. But let's hold off on that. Let's go through game by game, and when we get to that game, we'll get to that game and talk it all through. But let's start with the first game of the day. We had the Knicks at the Pistons, and finally the Knicks win by closing out defensively in the fourth quarter. Fantastic. Finally, it's all coming together here for the New York Knicks. Just truly unfortunate. It came a little bit too late. I mean, now y'all want to play Knicks basketball with 2 weeks remaining in the season when you guys aren't even close? Can this Knicks team, let's see, can they even make the play-in tournament? I think they're done, almost close to done. What do we got? Knicks 6 games out from that 10th seed of the Hawks. How many games do the Knicks have left, folks? How many more chances do they have of trying to get into that 10th seed for that play-in tournament? So here we go. The remainder of the Knicks schedules. What do we got? We've got Bulls, Hornets, Cavs, Magic, Nets, Wizards, Raptors. So 7 games left. And you're about 5-6 games back from that 10 seed. So if we're just doing quick math, you have to win out. And you better hope the Hawks lose out, which it could happen. The Hawks could definitely lose out. That could definitely happen. But what definitely probably won't happen is the Knicks winning out. We don't really see that happening. So it's not looking good for the Knicks overall. So once again, little bit too little too late for the Knicks, but here we go. Shout out to Julius Randle as well. He had a big-time 3 to put them up by 2 points here, 104-102. Or 104-100, I believe it was. But here we go. The defense of the Knicks getting it done. Cade Cunningham with 7 seconds left. He gets the inbound pass, dribbling up the court here. And the defense of the Knicks, they steal the ball out of his hands, and that is game over. The Pistons don't even get a game-tying, game-winning shot off because the Knicks defense finally wakes up in the second half in the fourth quarter of a game and secures the win. That's Tom Thibodeau's identity. That's a little bit of the Knicks' identity all last season, and it finally all came together with 2 weeks left. A little bit too little, too late here for the Knicks, and they're going to try and run it back next year. So hopefully it all clicks. It all can click a little bit earlier. Let's aim for, 2 weeks into the season, not 2 weeks left of the season. Yes, Knicks, let's all get on the same page. Jeez Louise. So, Knicks get the win 104-102. Well done beating the Pistons without Jeremy Grant. Once again, another little asterisk that we have to set next to a Knicks win, but we'll try not to harp on that too much. So, Julius Randle, a big-time 3, absolutely fantastic. He had 20 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. And once again, Julius Randle has been solid. He's been real solid over the last month, honestly. I got to give Julius Randle some credit because we've been knocking this man all season for rightful reasons. Don't get us wrong. But, we'll give this man a little bit of praise out here for getting it done over the last month. But it hasn't always attributed to wins and everything like that. So, it hasn't been truly, that's why we truly haven't been gushing over Julius Randle. It's just a little credit being thrown his way. That's all it is. We had R.J. Barrett, 21 points, led the team in scoring, 9 rebounds to go along with that. Mitchell Robinson at the starting 5, 4 points, 9 rebounds. Evan Fournier, 11 points, 4 assists, 33% shooting. Classic Evan Fournier game. But then shout out to Alec Burks, 18 points. I'll take that. Only 2 assists. So once again, we got to start facilitating the floor a little bit more here for the Knicks. But once again, they're stuck in their ways. They're not going to change. So Alec Burks, 18 points, 2 assists, 5 rebounds. Not too bad overall. But the biggest thing, Emmanuel quickly coming off the bench, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, playing 31 minutes. That's exactly what we want to see. Finally. Took y'all 2 weeks left into the season to finally have this all happen here. And then Obi Toppin with the solid 10 points off the bench in 16 minutes as well. So Knicks doing just enough to get the win last night. And then for the Pistons, Cade Cunningham, he had 18 points, 7 assists, and could not take that buzzer beater chance to tie up the game and send it into overtime because of the great smothering defense of the New York Knicks. But Cade Cunningham coming up just a little bit short. We had Marvin Bagley filling in for Jeremy Grant at the 4, and the man went wild last night. He was a +8 on the floor. That was the highest plus-minus for the Pistons last night. He went 27.7 rebounds. That's better than Jeremy Grant-esque. Yes, sir, absolutely. So Marvin Bagley finally coming into his own here for this Pistons team and looking real gosh dang great while doing so. Gotta love it. Sadiq Bey, 14 points, and then Isaiah Stewart at the 5, 10 points, 10 rebounds. Just not enough. Nothing great off the bench for this Pistons team. Kelly Olynyk, 2 points on 16% shooting. Killian Hayes, 6 points on 9 shots. Just not enough to get it done, and not having Jeremy Grant hurt him, I would say, by 2 points, and they lost by 2 points. So Knicks get the win, 104-102. All right, next game up here, and I love it because they won, but oh man, at what cost? At what cost did this win come from, folks? I'm heartbroken here. The Celtics, they win. They beat the Timberwolves in dominating fashion, which we absolutely love. And once again, we're not going to knock the Timberwolves too much here. You're losing against the best team in the league. And not just, you lost against the best team in the league, but the best team in the league. Like, hands down, no debate. Maybe with the Suns, so maybe they are still the best team in the league. They are both the best team in the league. We can't decipher which one's better than the other one. But Celtics, best team in the league. Timberwolves get blown out by 22 points. They lose 134-112. But, we still want the Timberwolves in the top 10. You face the Celtics at home. I mean, any team's going to get blown out. It's just what the Celtics are. They're that great of a team. We need to start respecting. We got to start respecting the Celtics team more. And as I say this, folks, I mean, Nick Wright truly kicked off the big time disrespect of the Celtics, which really kind of kicked off our big time gushing over Celtics tour, because we didn't think y'all were being that disrespectful until we saw it, and we were like, oh, we got to fix this. The Celtics are this great. So Nick Wright, even with the Celtics being so gosh dang good, finally gaining the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, finally doing that, because every other team in the Eastern Conference has been lackluster. Yes, the Celtics were like the 4th, 5th, 6th seed for really the entire year, folks, and they clawed their way back into it, everybody else being lackluster, and now they control the Eastern Conference, and everything runs through Boston if you're trying to get to the NBA Finals. So, the Celtics truly proving themselves all year long, and Nick Wright once again doubles down and kind of saying, oh, this isn't that good of a team. This isn't that good of a team. Okay, they're not going to do anything in the playoffs. And I'm like, what are we doing here? He says this today on First Things First. Nick Wright says, quote, Jason Tatum has been a super duper star in March. Once again, avoiding the word superstar. So the man's not even still giving Jason Tatum credit. Okay. So Jason Tatum has been a super duper star in March. He's been great. The Celtics been excellent, but they have a problem. The Bucks are a juggernaut, and no one realizes it. No one realizes that they've got no bench depth. Good luck, going the distance as, 7-game series ramp up in the playoffs. And once again, everybody always says you need health on your side. You need depth on your side. So, yeah, are they a juggernaut? Yeah, Giannis himself is a juggernaut, absolutely. But overall as a team, I don't know about that. So he says the Bucks are a juggernaut and no one realizes it. No one realizes that they've got no depth. I give Boston massive credit, but I give them very little chance to come out of the East. The most consistent team in the NBA, when the Bucks can't even win with Giannis. They just lost their last game with Giannis and Chris Middleton. That's the juggernaut you're talking about? The juggernaut of the Bucks that, 7-3 in their last 10? The Celtics aren't, though, at 9-1 in their last 10? Oh. Interesting. Okay. So you claim to, you keep knocking the Celtics. That's fine. You keep knocking them, whatever. But we just know over here they are the best team in the league. So, Celtics great, but now let's get to the bad news on the topic of the Celtics, folks. The really, really bad, soul-crushing news right here of the Celtics that may make Nick right at the end of the day. Not because he is right, but because, losing players is never good. We get this. Are y'all ready, folks? I'm still not ready, and I know it. Here we go. Boston Celtics center Robert Williams is feared to have suffered a meniscus tear, which is no longer a fear. It has officially happened. Robert Williams suffering a meniscus tear in his left knee. It could lead, and it is leading, to an indefinite absence, which would be a tough loss for the Celtics, as Williams is shining as the starting center this season. Absolutely. I mean, the Celtics, their entire starting lineup gets it done, folks. Yes, we love Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, yes, but we also need a big. Once again, this is a big's world. You're not going to be a good team in this league without a good, solid big. And Robert Williams' defense all year long has been fantastic, helping the Celtics team out. And now he is gone for the remainder of the season. No. So now we're going to have to rely on Daniel Tice again? Ugh. We don't want to do that, folks. We don't have to want to rely on Daniel Tice. We hated Daniel Tice last season on the Celtics. We hated Daniel Tice this season on the Rockets. And now he's back on the Celtics again. And he's been doing okay. He has kind of, once again, been a little bit impressing us off the bench. But coming off the bench and getting into the starting lineup, we have to remember Robert Williams beat out Daniel Tice for the starting job last season. Daniel Tice was the starter at the beginning of the year. And then as the season progressed, he got less starting time and less starting minutes and less starting minutes. And then Robert Williams, the young gun, gets the start. And they never turned back. And they let Daniel Tice walk. And now he's back here. So no more Robert Williams for the Celtics team. Daniel Tice, you must step it up, because you will be the reason why the Celtics team does not win the ring, honestly. It all hinges on how well Daniel Tice is going to play for the remainder of the year in lieu of Robert Williams. So, man, oh man, when everything was looking good, when they were some of the healthiest, they're not the deepest team, but they are the healthiest. They've got no kind of outs. They had no injuries. Now they finally have one at the worst time, the back end of the season, the final 2 weeks of the season, folks. We can't be getting injured now. No. And you can't trade for anybody. It's already too late for that. So, Celtics, man, what an absolute blow here with Robert Williams tearing his meniscus in his left knee. Man, oh man, I'm truly heartbroken here by the Celtics. All right, but let's remember the good times like we just saw last night. Celtics with a nice 20-plus point win. Robert Williams, 13 points, 10 rebounds, shooting 85%. Yeah. Love it. The last time we could shout out Robert Williams for the season. No. Ugh. All right. Jason Tatum did his thing, 34 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. Jaylen Brown did his thing, 31 points, 10 rebounds. Yes, sir. Marcus Smart, 7 points on 1 of 6 from 3. Once again, we don't love him taking all those shots, but okay. When you're up by 20, you can do whatever you want. 7 points, 7 assists. Led the team in assisting numbers, so we absolutely love that. Derek White coming off the bench, absolutely fantastic. 15 points, 6 assists. That's all we're really looking for by the man. And then look at this. Payton Pritchard, 3 straight, 4 straight great games off the bench. Yeah, baby. Finally, the Celtics getting great production from Payton Pritchard off the bench. 11 points, 5 assists in 21 minutes. Yeah, that's all we're really looking for. And look at this. Aaron Nesmith gets some minutes off the bench as well. 15 minutes, 6 points, 4 rebounds. Finally, the Celtics playing their younger players and getting good production off the bench. It's all coming together, and hopefully this Robert Williams injury does not derail the entire thing. Daniel Theis last night in 17 minutes, 4.6 rebounds. So hopefully, the good thing about Daniel Theis is that we don't need him to be a huge offensive producer. It's not like Robert Williams is giving us, 15, 20 points a night. He's classic 10, 12 points a night, and, that's all we need. We don't need him to be a Joel Embiid big. We don't need him to be a Jokic big. We don't need him to be a Karl Anthony Towns big, winning 3-point contest, anything like that. So, Daniel Theis, their shoes, they are shoes to be filled. They're not the biggest shoes. They're not clown shoes out here, but they're no size 10s either. It's a solid size 12. Solid size 12, I would say. I always say that's a solid size shoe right there. That's a nice solid foot right there. Nice 12, 12 and a half, 13, 14. We're starting to get into kind of, Peggy Hill feet a little bit. But, nice size 12s that Daniel Theis is going to have to fill in here. So it's doable. Go out here and fill those size 12 and a halves and continue the success that this Celtics team has established all year long, and have this Celtics team go deep into the playoffs. It all hinges on Daniel Theis. Get it done. They brought you back. Don't make them regret it. Get it done. I'm hoping. I'm really hoping. I'm rooting for him. We weren't rooting for him really last season or all this year, but We're forced to root for Daniel Theis now. Go, please get it done. Please, for goodness sake. All right, and then the Timberwolves. They had their big three last night. D'Angelo Russell only 4 points on 16% shooting. Yikes, 6 assists. Karl Anthony Towns, 19 points, 4 rebounds, a little bit locked up as well. And then Anthony Edwards led the team in scoring. It was Anthony Edwards finally out of his little bit of a bad streak that he was on. 24 points on 56% shooting, 6 assists and 5 rebounds to go along with that. So well done by Anthony Edwards, but everybody else a little bit lackluster all around. So we need this Timberwolves team, big three, to be on par, and then the role players give us solid production, but the big three were not on par last night. So the Celtics, they get the win. Hopefully this isn't their last win of the year without Robert Williams, but man, oh man, the Celtics, what a great team so far. Love seeing them, love watching them. They get it done. Celtics get the win 134-112. All right, next game up, we got the Warriors at the Wizards, and the Warriors can't beat the Wizards, folks. And I know there's no Steph Curry last night, but is that an excuse to beat a no Kyle Kuzma Wizards team? I mean, come on. It was just Porzingis out there. You can't beat Porzingis without Steph Curry. This is what we're talking about, folks. The Warriors are not serious. They lose one player, they fold. The Celtics are losing Robert Williams, folks. Hopefully, I don't see them folding, folks, okay? So, the Warriors, these teams, these lackluster teams, losing one piece and then their entire team collapses around them. That doesn't move the needle for us, folks. That's why we want to see, once again, why we praise Jokic and the Nuggets, because they're getting it done shorthanded the entire year. The Warriors missed Steph Curry for about a week, and this is like one of the worst teams in basketball now. Who would have thought, right? So, Warriors lose 123-115 against the Wizards with just Porzingis. And Porzingis had himself a night. 23 points, 6 assists, 9 rebounds. Once again, no Kyle Kuzma, so we had Rui Hachimura filling in for him at the 4. 6 points, 4 rebounds. Not Kyle Kuzma-esque. Corey Crisper had a fantastic night, led the team in scoring 25 big old points. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, 22 big old points. And then off the bench, Denny Avidaje, 14 points. We had Anthony Gill, 9 points, 8 rebounds. And Daniel Gafford, 11 points, 6 rebounds to go along with that. And that was enough to get it done over a Steph Curry-less Warriors team, where we get Jordan Poole filling in for Steph Curry like he always does. And he had a Steph Curry-esque night, 26 points, 2 assists, 6 rebounds. Klay Thompson did his thing, 25 points on 5 of 13 from the 3. Andrew Wiggins did his thing as well, 23 big old points. Draymond Green trying to play the 5, but it's not working. 7 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, a minus 20 on the floor. Yikes, yikes, yikes. So by far the worst plus minus by the Warriors. And then Otto Porter Jr., 14 points, 11 rebounds off the bench, but they need that spark. They need that Steph Curry, and when they don't have them, they be losing games. They just be losing games, folks. This Warriors team without Steph Curry, they be losing games. So Warriors, they can't be in the top 10. Absolutely not. We get kind of confirmation on that every time they step out on the floor now. And the Wizards get it done. Yes, the Wizards, folks. The Wizards win. Yikes. 123 to 115. Wizards get the win. All right, next game up, and yes, one of the games that we bet on last night, Suns -4 against the 76ers, and I'm sure you are thinking, are you out of your mind? You're betting on the Suns when the 76ers are getting points? Yeah, the 76ers can't close out games, and what happened? The 76ers couldn't close out this game. They were leading. I mean, they were dominant in the first quarter, folks. This 76ers team, I think did they have a double-digit lead in the first quarter? No, 2-point lead in the first quarter. All right, they had some nice leads. Okay, they had some nice leads, big leads. At the end of the quarter, end of halves, Suns always kind of brought it back close. But this 76ers team had, what was their biggest lead? Let me find that out. Biggest lead. The 76ers had a 15-point lead, folks. They had a 15-point lead. And they blew it because they can't. They cannot play a full 4 quarters of great basketball. We see this, folks. This is our concern with the 76ers, their lack of depth, their lack ability of closing out games in the fourth quarter. Newsflash, folks, this is why we've been saying the league is lackluster. All the teams are playing like the 76ers besides 2, the Suns and the Celtics. We are getting this on a daily basis, and the fact that we get the national media not even chiming in on this and still, bowing down to the 76ers and still saying that the Nets are the best team in basketball. It's mind-boggling, folks. It truly is. There is such a gap between the Celtics and Suns and everybody else, folks. And the fact that everybody else is just not seeing it, I don't think I'm crazy, and I'm going to tell you why we're not crazy when we get to the Nets game, because y'all fooled me. Remember when we had the Nets a little bit high in our power rankings? That was because of y'all. Y'all brainwashed me. Y'all get me. And I admit this sometimes. Y'all sometimes get your hooks in me, and I say things that I don't believe in because y'all get your hooks into me, and the Nets are the biggest hooks that y'all got into me this season. This is not a good team. Stop liking the Nets. Please stop. They're not good. Yes, they've got Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, who by themselves are magnificent, fantastic top 10 players in this league, but there's no leadership. They don't have a head coach. Their depth is very lackluster, and they're not winning games. And y'all still think that's a good team? If that's a good team to y'all, okay, now I know where your criteria for a good team is, but I'm going to keep that in my mind like I always do, and I'm not going to get my hook. You're not going to get your hooks into me again, folks. I'm trying to put my foot down a little bit here. Y'all got me. Y'all got me on the Nets, but we're back to our rightful state of mind out here, okay? And I'm telling y'all, y'all like to update your power rankings on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, a little bit early in the week. We do it late in the week. So power rankings are coming out anytime, and if I see the Nets or the Jazz in the top 10, folks, I cannot give y'all any credit for anything that y'all say, okay? I'ma just let it be known. I gave y'all fair warning. There's your warning. I put the league on notice. I put y'all on notice. And now it's this is your last chance to take heed of that notice, okay? Okay, yes, I want to hear y'all say yes, so we're all on the same page. Nets and Jazz are not good teams, yes? I'm not hearing y'all. Yes, thank you, yes, okay. Now that we're on the same page, let's get back to the 76ers and the Suns, folks. Here we go. Suns get the big-time 10-point win. They cover the -4. They win by 10. Bango, bango. Best team in the league. Here they are winning 114-104 over the 76ers. Chris Paul, 19 points, 14 assists. Classic Chris Paul. We love it. Devin Booker, 35 points. Yes, sir. We absolutely love it. DeAndre Ayton, 14 points, 12 rebounds. You see how DeAndre Ayton kind of not regresses in the negative sense, but just in the classic sense of regressing. We see him regressing points-wise because Chris Paul's now back in. His offensive production declines because they've got Chris Paul back. Do you see how great of a player DeAndre Ayton is? Without Chris Paul, hey, I can put up 30. Chris Paul's back. Okay, 14 and 12. Exactly what we want from the man. Yeah, baby. DeAndre Ayton, he's grown so much from last season to this season. And once again, folks, that's what makes his son so dangerous. The experience. This is an experienced Suns team, because yes, even though that Chris Paul was a veteran and has regular season experience, we know Chris Paul has never done anything in the playoffs, never got to the finals. Besides last year, he had the entire experience of what it means to have a successful playoff run, and now they're running it back, and they fixed all their mistakes. They're so consistent, and they've got the experience. So once the playoff star, truly look out for this Suns team, because I think they're going to even take it up another notch once the playoff begins. So, man, y'all need to watch out for the Suns, folks. The Suns, man, oh man. And once again, we're not going to tolerate the Nets or the Jazz in the top 10, and I will not tolerate, folks. I've got a lot of criteria now of what I will not tolerate for y'all's top 10. The Nets and the Jazz will not be in there. Yes, folks, we're all on the same page. Do not have them in the top 10. And the Suns and the Celtics can be no lower than the top 3. If y'all want to have, your dark horse team in the top 3 who y'all love, that's fine. I'll let y'all do that, but they will not be lower than the top 3. So whatever other team you want to move in the top 3, that's fine, but the Suns and the Celtics will be in the top 3. We will accept nothing short of that, folks. Nothing short. Don't play with me. Don't test me, folks. So, Suns looking absolutely brilliant. And then for the 76ers last night, we had James Harden, only 14 points on 18% shooting. James Harden coming up short in a big-time, meaningful game. We see that every time he steps out on the floor in a playoff game. So James Harden, not great. Joel Embiid definitely had a great night. 37 points, 15 rebounds, truly got it done. But Joel Embiid can't do it all himself. So James Harden, you better get it going. Even Tyrese Maxey had a little bit of a better game than James Harden. 18 points, 3 assists overall. Didn't shoot well, still 33% on 21 shots. Jeez Louise. Tobias Harris stepped up. Tobias Harris got it going. Come on, James Harden. Tobias Harris, 17 points, 8 rebounds, and that's all we need from him as the fourth option. Nothing great off the bench like we always see by the 76ers. Another one of our concerns on the 76ers. The fact that nobody's bringing up the 76ers' lack of depth here, folks. I mean, that's the concerning part. Everybody just falls in love with Joel Embiid, James Harden. Everybody just falls in love with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. But what about their depth? What about the bench? The starters don't play every single minute, folks. That's why you have a bench. So the fact that nobody's bringing up the bench, I don't understand why, because it would go against their narrative. That's why they don't bring it up, folks. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by some of these high-ranking, power-ranking teams in the national media if they don't pan out very well in the playoffs, okay? So, Joel, nothing good off the bench. Georges Niang, 2 points. Shake Milton, 3 points. Danny Green had 6 points on 2 of 7 from the 3. Classic Danny Green game. And then DeAndre Jordan off the bench, 4 points, 5 rebounds. So, 76ers are going to have to get it together. James Harden's going to have to kind of prove that he can be consistent. And he hasn't done that really all season long. So, he's been consistent against bad teams, not against good teams like this Suns team. So, I'm telling y'all, folks, I don't see the league how y'all see it. I truly don't. I see this league a jumbled mess, a big old jumbled mess where y'all are still thinking the Nets, who are currently the 9th seed, to remind y'all, the 9th seed in the Eastern Conference now, because the Hornets won last night over them. So now the Nets are the 9th seed in the playoffs, and y'all are still talking about them like they're the best team in the league. Okay. Kyrie Irving's first game back, still lose. Okay, best team in the league. Okay. Alrighty, so Suns so good, folks. Suns are so gosh dang good. Took a -4, folks. It's not like, we say things and then don't back it up betting-wise or anything like that. No, we practice what we preach. We know the Suns are great. We took them -4. I'm so interested to see how y'all bet that game, because I'm sure a lot of y'all took the points. And I'm not knocking y'all for taking the points. I know points are appetizing, folks. They're appealing. They're appetizing. I love me a good point. Absolutely. But that value was not good, and we knew it wasn't good, folks. So I'm real curious to see how many people took the points compared to how many people swallowed the points yesterday. Unfortunately, I don't know if I can get that news. Can I get that information? Am I allowed to have access to that information? Let me quickly see. I'm gonna do one Google search. I'm gonna type in some keywords here. How do I see this? Suns, 76ers, betting money? Betting money? I just want to see where the money fell. Where did the money fall? Where'd the money fall? Is there a place, if anybody knows where we can find information on kind of where the money fell, if we're even allowed to have access to that information, I would love to know where to find that. I truly would. Here we go. NBA public betting money percentages. Oh, this could be it. This could be it right here. Okay, hang on, folks. We may have done it. Let me see. Can I do previous days? Can I go back? Oh, I can. Oh, we can. Here we go. Percentage. Oh, look at y'all. Big brains out here. I love it. Oh, okay. All right. Maybe I'm wrong about y'all a little bit. Oh, love it. 65% of the bets were on the Suns. Only 35% of the bets were on the 76. Okay, so y'all know. Okay, y'all know. All right, I got to give y'all a little bit more credit than what we have been giving y'all. All right, I love that. Well done. Okay, yeah, but this is what we don't like either, though. The Warriors, 63% of the bets were on the Warriors last night. Come on, no Steph Curry. We can't bet on that team with no Steph Curry. So, okay, y'all know some things, but not... Y'all know some things, not the full picture, okay. But y'all are getting there. Y'all are learning, okay. Okay. I love y'all for that. 65% of the bets were on the Suns last night. Very well done, folks. Very well done. A shout out to the Action Network for having this. We're absolutely having this up. Absolutely. I love that. Ooh, okay. This just changed the game, folks. This changed the game. Yeah. I'm keeping that up. That tab will never be closed here. All right. Now I've got the receipts for y'all sometimes, okay? But well done. Well done for calling it right last night. Very impressed by y'all. Sometimes y'all impress us. Well done. All right. Let's move on to the next game here. All right. So the Suns, very well done. Suns are good. Y'all are good. Well done to y'all. All right, next game up here. We got the Lakers at the Pelicans, and, when we were talking about this game, we stayed away from it because, everybody was a game-time decision. Brandon Ingram, game-time decision. CJ McCollum, game-time decision. Valanciunas, game-time decision. And they ended up all playing. And what happens when the big three plays? The big three win. Pelicans get the win against the Lakers, 116-108. And the Lakers were dominating early, folks. They had a 23-point lead. They got to a hot start, 23-point lead, and they blew it. This is what we're talking about. Lakers can't close out a game, even though that their backs are against the wall. Folks, do you not understand? The Lakers are now the 10th seed in the Western Conference, and the Spurs are only a game back from taking their position. The LeBron's Lakers are not even gonna be in the top 10 seeds. What the heck is going on? Lakers, get it together. And it's not looking good for the Lakers because After the game here, we get this. LeBron saying this himself. It's truly looking like he's phoning it in. He's mailing it in. He's done for the season because he's not going to play a 10 seed. He's not going to play a tournament game and all this and all blah, blah, blah. So LeBron kind of pulling himself out for the remainder of the year by just having this quote alone. LeBron James, after rolling his ankle Sunday night, saying, quote, I mean, I have no idea how I finished the game, to be honest. After watching that replay, it was pretty nasty. So he's kind of laying the foundation of, hey, you may not see me. You may not see me, even though that we still have a chance to get a playoff spot. You may not see me. I rolled my ankle real bad. I don't even know how I finished the game. I don't even know how I finished that game that we really wanted to win so we can kind of, make sure we have a good lead at that 10th seed. But I'm laying the foundation. Oh, I don't even know how I got back in the game. I don't even know how I played. Oof, that was a nasty replay. Y'all saw that replay? It was nasty. Oof, oof, oof. So, LeBron, Lakers, probably phoning it in, mailing it in for the rest of the season, shutting everybody down. It could be happening, folks, and that doesn't impress us. You're not going to fight? You're just going to hang up the call? Hang up the championship call? The championship is calling. That trophy's calling LeBron. He's like, I'll mute it. I'll hang it up. No, I'm not answering the call. So, really disappointed in the Lakers, but well done for the Pelicans. First game back with the big three. Once again, Brandon Ingram's missed a few games, a lot of games, maybe a week and a half worth of games out here. And he gets back, they're down big, and they dig down. They get it done. They win the game, folks. It's so impressive. This is what we're talking about. I want to move the Pelicans back in the top 10 here, but I can't do it quite yet. We are moving a team out of the top 10, and we are replacing them, but I don't know if we can do the Pelicans. So the Pelicans will probably have to wait till Friday for their next chance to get in the top 10. But, hey, they just definitely made their case here last night. Absolutely fantastic. So, Brandon Ingram, 26 points, 5 assists, 7 rebounds, wonderful. Jonas Valanciunas, 19 points, 12 rebounds, wonderful. CJ McCollum, 18 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. Now, we expect a little bit more out of him because he's been showing us fantasticness. I mean, 25, 30-plus points without Brandon Ingram, but Brandon Ingram takes kind of that high-scoring role, 26 points, led the team in scoring. So, CJ McCollum with 18 points. It's a little bit lower than what he does, but still, at the end of the day, it resulted in a win. So, we're not knocking it. No way. And then Herbert Jones with a solid 16 points, and then get this, folks, Trey Murphy the third, 21 points, 4 rebounds coming off the bench. The Pelicans getting great production from the role players while they're starting. Big three gets it done. The Pelicans are legit. And I want to see the Pelicans get into the playoffs. Absolutely love what the Pelicans are bringing. Whereas the Lakers, LeBron gets his points, 39 points, 5 assists, 9 rebounds, had that big old lead, and then squandered that lead. Russell Westbrook, 18 points, 6 assists, 7 rebounds, only 3 turnovers, not that bad overall, but minus 18 on the floor. So that's not the greatest. That was the worst on the floor by the Lakers, not good. And then Malik Monk, not in the starting lineup for some reason, 23 points, 6 assists, gets it done off the bench, but then everything else lackluster. The fourth leading scorer was Dwight Howard with 8 points. Yeah, that doesn't get it done. So the Lakers, I mean, we know without Anthony Davis, they've got no role players. Russell Westbrook isn't the answer. Malik Monk is not as consistent as he truly needs to be. Can't even be in the starting lineup. Crazy. So the Lakers, folks, they're done. Their season's over, and LeBron is probably going to be not playing for the rest of the year. So Lakers, they're sending it in, folks. They're just done. Unfortunate. Pelicans get the win, 116-108. All right. Yes. Right here, folks. Here we go. Hornets at the Nets. Kyrie can play. Kyrie can play at the Barclays Center. Kyrie Irving can now play in Brooklyn at the home games. First home game back, and they lose. Folks. They're done. We're done. They're out of the top 10. I'm done with the Nets. This is not a good team. Nets, the 8th seed, no longer. They're done. I'm not dropping them down to 9. Not dropping them down to 10. I'm dropping them down to like 12. No, that's too high. I'm dropping them down to 18 at minimum. them. They're off the board. We don't even need to acknowledge them. We don't even need to discuss them. They're done. They're losing. They had their players and they're losing at home. Kyrie Irving, this is what everybody wanted. Why does the mandate still, not allow him to play? If Kyrie Irving could play at home games, this Nets team would be the best team in the league. Oh my God. No, they're not. They're not. Stop it. Yes, they're great talents, but they're not good together and they don't have enough pieces to win. So no, this is not a good team. At the end of the day, yes, we talk about players individually and the greatest of all time and who's great and who's not good and all that. But at the end of the day, we all have to realize that it is still a team game. And the Nets are not a good team. Look at their head coach, who's not even head coach. He's just there sitting. Get him out. Nets are no longer in the top 10. And I'm replacing them with the Hornets at number 8. The Hornets are going to start at 10 and work their way up. No. It's a complete swap. Nets out, Hornets in. Done with the Nets. And I'm a little upset that y'all got your hooks into me. I try not to let y'all get your hooks in me. Some things, once again, I like to see what everybody says. I like to see what y'all say. Because sometimes y'all make some good points. Sometimes I have to, stress sometimes. Y'all betting on the Suns, fantastic. That was sometimes. But overall, the majority of times, you're talking about the Nets as the best team. That's what got your hooks into me. Because I was like, no, we never believed in this Nets team, folks. We never believed in this Nets team at all. There was like maybe a half a week stretch where we did because y'all got your hooks into us. I think we had like the Nets and maybe like the top 5 teams. Like I think we truly kind of went that far with it because we were like y'all just kept hounding the Nets, and that's all y'all talked about, the Nets. And I kept scrolling and seeing what y'all were saying. I was like, am I wrong? Yeah, the Nets. I think I can get on board with the Nets. The Nets. Yeah, Kyrie, that great night, that great 50-point night, 70-point night. I was like, yeah, okay, Kyrie, yeah. I was starting to buy in. Y'all brainwashed me. I fell for it. I'm not falling for it again. They're out of here. Dunzo, get them out. Shame on y'all. Fool me once, shame on me. And I think this is the second time we've gotten fooled. I'm pretty sure we talked about y'all getting your hooks into us before. So, first time, shame on me. Second time, shame on y'all. Shame on y'all for brainwashing me this time. So, this is what we're saying, folks. We have to take everything that y'all say with the big old grain of salt. Not letting y'all get your hooks into me anymore. I gotta stand firm in my beliefs because, I don't want to toot my own horn here, but I'm pretty sure I'm right a lot. I think we're just right a lot naturally, folks, because we take the evidence. We have no bias. We take the film and the stats, and that's how we get it. We're usually right for the most part, folks. A lot of the most part. Yeah, majority of the part, we're right. Damn y'all. I'm disgusted in myself. Truly, damn y'all. But we're done. No longer. Nets out of here. Done. Kyrie's first game back, they lose by 9. Absolutely unacceptable. And you had Seth Curry, who we know is a huge reason of the Nets' wins. They need Seth Curry out there. So, Hornets get the big old win, and this is what we're talking about. Teams fighting, beating, quote-unquote good teams. I don't think the Nets are a good team, but y'all say it's a good team, so Hornets beating a good team out here. They are now the 8th seed. They were the 10th seed. They beat the Hawks. Then they were the 9th seed. Then they beat the Nets. They're beating the teams that they need to beat. Do y'all not understand that? And y'all don't want to give the Hornets any credit? Stop it. Hornets are good, folks. Yes, this is a team Vegas has been waiting all year for, and they were getting +6. This close of taking it, but it was on the back-to-backs, folks, and we're still wrestling. Do we suspend the rule? And I think we may, because Hornets +6 was absolutely great value last night, and we stayed away from it because the Nets were on the back-to-back. Man. Hornets, folks. LaMelo Ball, 33 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds. Yeah. LaMelo Ball going crazy. Love it. Terry Rozier, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Yeah. Mason Plumlee doing his thing, 7 points, 8 rebounds. Yeah. PJ Washington, 18 points, 5 assists, 11 rebounds. Yeah. And take a load of these numbers right here. Miles Bridges, 24 points, 8 rebounds. Yeah. Yeah, baby. And they didn't even have that great of a bench performance last night. We had Cody Martin with 8 points on 100% shooting and Isaiah Thomas on 7 points on 12 minutes. But hey, the starters got it done, and LaMelo Ball went absolutely manic and stupid, and that's enough to get the win. Where Kyrie couldn't go manic and stupid, Kyrie had 16 points on 27% shooting. 1 of 9 from the 3. Yikes. He had 11 assists. I'll give him those assist numbers. But 16 points by Kyrie Irving? Okay. That's good. Okay. Kevin Durant, 27 points, 7 assists, 8 rebounds. Even Kevin Durant struggled from the field. He shot 3 of 11 from the 3 and 37% on 24 shots, which is truly uncharacteristic by him. So, we have Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. They don't get hyped up to play in Barclays Center together. Kyrie Irving's first game, the thing that he's been fighting all season for, he can't get it up enough to beat a Hornets team on the road? Do you see where we have the issue with the Nets, folks? And y'all just overlook this game. Oh, it's the first game in Brooklyn back. Oh, the first game back. Oh, they're on the back-to-back. Oh, of course they're not going to win this game. Oh, we can write off this game. They still got Ben Simmons. Oh, no, Ben Simmons. Well, is Ben Simmons ever coming back? Because I don't think he is. And now you're the 9th seed. You got to play 2 play-in tournament games and win them both. And you just proved you're going to be the Hornets. Who's going to be potentially the team you have to beat to get in the playoffs? So you better hope Ben Simmons can come back quick and instantly acclimate himself into this team with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, the big personalities that they have, the non-leadership capabilities that they don't have. It's all going to come together instantly? No, it's not. No, it's not. Damn. This Nets team's not good, folks. I'm ready to declare it. I'm declaring it. Are y'all ready for the declaration? The Brooklyn Nets are not a good team. It's been decreed. Here's my little gavel. I'm ruled, done, open and shut, no debate, no cross-examination. The Nets are not a good team. Stop it with the Nets. Stop it with the Nets. Stop it. Done. I'm done, folks. You had the entire season to play around. We're not playing around the final 2 weeks. I'm not playing around the final 2 weeks. Sink or swim. Get it done. This is competition. And the Nets are losing against the Hornets when you must be winning literally every single game down the back end stretch to truly solidify you being a good team like the Suns are doing, like the Celtics are doing. It's not like no teams are doing this. It's not like we're holding some outlandish, unreachable goal. Teams aren't getting it done. The Nets aren't. They're not a good team. Done with the Nets, folks. Stop it with the Nets. Stop it with the Jazz. Especially stop it with the Nets, though. Truly. Man, y'all want to say the Celtics aren't good and the Celtics aren't going to win the ring, but the Nets are? The Nets are? I'm not buying it, and I will not be brainwashed. Y'all will not get those hooks into me this time. I will not get hooked again, folks. I will not see what happens when we start to say what y'all say. It's a little ridiculous. Yes, and it proves not to be true. When was the last time we were wrong, folks? We were wrong about March Madness points? Okay, I'll be wrong about March Madness. We don't talk about that on the show. Now, if I was wrong about the NBA, wrong about football, yeah, then we have a problem because we talk about that every day. Man, I'm done with the Nets. You want me to say it again? I'll say it again, folks. I will. Tomorrow's show is me for an hour and 45 minutes. I got to get it drilled in y'all head. Tomorrow's show is just full of this. The Nets are not a good team. I will say that for an hour and 45 minutes straight. Do you know how many times I've contemplated of just saying the same thing for an hour and 45 minutes to see how long you would stay tuned into the show, folks? I have no problem saying one thing an hour and 45 minutes the entire show. I will do it one of these days, folks, and see how long you listen. But I'm tempted almost on a daily basis just to repeat the same words for an hour and 45 minutes, just so I can get it across to y'all. Like, once again, we don't say things for no reason or for shock value or anything like this. We believe everything we say. I need to get it across to y'all. We've been telling y'all about the Nets, but y'all got your hook. I am so disappointed in myself for letting y'all get your hooks into me. Sometimes y'all make some good points. I'm not here to trash on y'all and to knock on y'all, but sometimes, yeah, we gotta call it out when we see it. And here it is, the Nets. Do not fall for the Nets. And I'm telling y'all, if anybody brings up the Nets to y'all just need to turn and walk away because they don't know what they're talking about. So, Nets lose. Nets are not a good team. Kyrie Irving's not the man. He loses. He's just an average guy. Hornets get the win, 119-110. All right, last game of the night, our last bet that we hit. And I got to check. We got to go back to the Action Network here to see where the majority of the bets landed, to see if y'all are big brain IQ. Y'all were big IQ on the Celtics pick, but are y'all still buying into the Jazz? Once again, y'all buy into the Nets and the Jazz. Let's see here. We took the Mavericks, and it was only +1. It's not like we were getting so great value that we were confident that the Mavericks, they may lose, but they'll cover like a 6-7 point plus spread. No. Mavericks +1. Basically on the money line, just calling the winner. And we had confidence in taking the Mavericks +1, and they win by 14. Yeah, baby. Yeah, Mavericks get the win 114-110. And this was before we bet on the Mavericks before Rudy Gobert was ruled out. That didn't come till later. So I'm sure y'all will use that excuse, well, they had no Rudy Gobert. That's why the Jazz lost. Once again, folks, if your team loses one of your best players and you lose, that's not an excuse, folks. Because once again, we're getting teams with players that are out and are still winning games. Remember when Robert Williams and Al Horford didn't play for the Celtics and they still managed to overcome and win the game in dominating fashion? Yeah, teams are winning. Remember when Chris Paul was out for 5-6 weeks and the Suns only lost, one game? 2 games max? They still got it done. Stop coming at me with, their best players out. I don't care. Teams are getting it done. We're not holding teams to unrealistic standards, folks. We're not. And folks, we're saying this because we've been saying this, and we're getting proved right again. This is for the tone. This is for the extreme emphasis that I'm putting on everything, folks. Once again, we don't come here and lecture you and tell you everything we say is right every single day. No. But when we get proven right over and over again, and y'all still don't listen to us, Nick Wright's still knocking the Celtics and not giving them all their credit, this is when we go a little manic, yes? Damn! Jazz get the win. Now, did y'all take this? Let's see. What percentage of the money? Now, do I have to sign up? See, now, look at this. The Action Network. Ooh, damn it. Do I have to subscribe to their premium? Their premium service? 64% off? How much is it? Darn. I may have to subscribe to this, folks, because hang on. Did I just game the system? Oh, man. Hang on. I got to go back here. I don't want to see this. So we get the percentage of bets on the teams, but locked behind the paywall, the pro account, is the percentage of money on the team. I want to see that as well. How much money is being put on these. So I may have to subscribe to this premium service. I get 64% off, folks. Man, okay, what a deal. You give me the deal. I want to see what the percentage of money was on that Suns game. Let me quickly see this. No, we can't. Okay. All right. We may have to subscribe to the premium service. But back to this. Did y'all get it right on the Jazz game? Mavericks -3. That was at 62% of the bets were on the Mavericks. But did that come before the Rudy Gobert news? Whatever it was. But once again, y'all were on it. All right. So once again, y'all impressed me yesterday. Maybe y'all listened to us. Was that what it was? Y'all listened to us. That's why. That's probably what it was. All right. But the Mavericks get the win, 114-100 over the Jazz last night. The Jazz are not good. The Jazz are not good on the road. We know this. The Jazz are not good shorthanded. They didn't even have, no Bogdanovich, no Rudy Gobert, and this team is just collapsing just like that. So, Donovan Mitchell, only 12 points, 4 assists last night. That's way light on him. Mike Conley, 14 points, 7 assists. Classic Mike Conley game. He stepped it up. We had Eric Paschall at the 5 in lieu of no Rudy Gobert. 10 points, 1 rebound. Not Rudy Gobert-esque. Juancho Hernangomez, 7 points, 9 rebounds. Royce O'Neal, 6 points, 3 rebounds. And then the bench was pretty solid. Rudy Gay, 18 points, 8 rebounds. Helping out a little bit more. Increased role because of no Rudy Gobert. And he had a pretty solid night. 18 points, 8 rebounds. We give him credit. Jordan Clarkson, 14 points on 41% shooting, 6 assists to go along with that. And then Trent Forrest with a nice 10 points to help out as well. Not enough to get it done. And then for the Mavericks last night, shot 17 of 34 from the 3, and that's their game, folks. Shooting 50% from 3. We had Reggie Bullock, 7 of 11 from 3 for 23 big old points. Luka Doncic, 4 of 7 from 3 for 32 points, 5 assists, 10 rebounds. Jalen Brunson, 2 of 4 from the 3, 22 points, 5 assists, 10 rebounds, getting it done. So the threes were falling last night. Luka Doncic did his thing, and once again, Spencer Dinwiddie still coming off the bench, 12 points, 4 rebounds to help out. Davis Bertans ends up playing, and didn't we say David? I think we said with game time decision. So yeah, Davis Bertans does end up playing, 6 points, 2 rebounds coming off the bench as well. Not a huge contribution, but enough to help out a little bit here for the Mavericks to win by 14 points. 14 points. Mavericks win 114-110. Mavericks are good. Love the Mavericks. Jazz are not a good team. Jazz and Nets, get them out of your top 10. Alrighty, that was all the NBA from last night. So now, once again, let's put our money where our mouth is. We are undefeated, folks. We are undefeated in our NBA picks. NBA picks over the last 3 days. We are officially 5-0, 5-0, 5 hits, no wrong picks in our last 5 NBA picks. Those numbers lining out, we had 2, 4, 6 plus the 5, that's 11. Yeah, we had to exclude our March Madness picks because we ended up just losing 2 of those. But our NBA picks over the last 3 days are flawless, folks. We have our finger on the pulse at the back end of the season. Once again, this is exactly where we want to be at this point in the season. When all the information's been out there, when the teams are making that final home run stretch, that's where we want to be right. When we've taken the entire information of everything that the NBA has thrown at us, the entire NBA season, we take everything, we parse through it, we're weighing exactly what we need to weigh right, correctly. We're weighing it exactly how it needs to be because we are right. So our entire thinking over the entire course of this regular season has been on par, folks. We are seeing where y'all are wrong. We are seeing where y'all are wrong at. We are seeing that. That is being brought to light on a daily basis. So here we go. Let's continue. Keep on being right. And once again, let me knock on wood here. We are tooting our own horn here a little bit, which I've got no problem with. But we got to knock on wood to not let it get too out of control. Yes, let's rein it in a little bit. And let's get off to a great week. Yes, today's Monday. Kind of a new week here. A little bit. So let's see and continue to see where the great value is. There's so many games on tonight. So a lot of value to parse through. A lot of value to decide not to take. But let's find out where that great best value is tonight. Yes, folks. Yes. Are y'all with me still? Here we go. Alrighty, first game up, we got the Nuggets at the Hornets. Hornets on the back-to-back, so we will stay away from it unless it's something juicy, but not the juiciest right here. Nuggets -4, Hornets +4. What do we got ins and outs-wise? For the Nuggets, we get Michael Porter Jr. is still out. Once again, the last game he was like game time decision, didn't play. Now he's out here, so not ready to come back just quite yet. Everybody else pretty much good to go. We got Facundo Campazzo, game time decision. For the Hornets, everybody's going to go. Just Gordon Hayward is still out here. So Hornets on the back-to-back. Really great win last night. Let's see if they can follow up a great win with another great win. Probably a better win. Let me say that. Follow up a good win with a great win here because the Nets are not a great win anymore, folks. Nuggets -4, Hornets +4. Should be a good gauge game. Let's see who comes out here and brings it. Hopefully a competitive, close game all the way down to the wire here. So we'll stay away from it. Hornets on the back-to-back. All right, then we get the Magic at the Cavs. Magic +9, Cavs -9. And this Cavs team, they have been letting us down mightily as of recently. 3-game losing streak. This team is not kind of, ending the final home stretch as well as we would like them. And they're -9 here. We can't bet that. We also know that there's no bettability in the Magic. So we're in a tough place right here. 9-point spread, probably too much for us to truly take. For the Magic, everybody's good to go. And for the Cavs, we get Jared Allen is still out. And we now know that he's a huge piece piece. We know Evan Mobley can fill in for him at the 5, but now who fills in for Evan Mobley at the 4, and then the bench and all that. So it's just a domino effect. Yes, Evan Mobley's still good. Yes, Karis LeVert is still good, and yes, Darius Garland is still good, but they're not winning games out here and not covering this 9-point spread, I would say. So staying away from that. All right, then we get the Hawks at the Pacers. Hawks -8, Pacers +8. All right, so Vegas on board with the Hawks, folks. All right, let's see if they can prove it again here tonight. Once again, we need this Hawks team to kind of win out to truly prove that they've got it all worked out. Now, they started off well, beating the Warriors on Friday. So, since Friday to Friday, our stretch of, how we rank power rankings and talk about power rankings and all that. Hawks off to a great start this week, beating the Warriors by 11 points, truly taking care of business, but they must follow it up. That's kind of been the knock on the Hawks all season. They are 500. They're 37 wins, 37 losses at the current moment, so we've seen them be up and down. One great game, one bad game, followed by a great game, followed by a bad game, followed by a good game, followed by a bad game, followed by a good game. They've been that all year long, so we need to see the Hawks take care of business on a consistent basis here. For the Hawks, Danilo Gallinari, game-time decision. Bogdanovich, game-time decision, and John Collins still out. For the Pacers, who cares? The Pacers are not a good team. We're not taking 8 points here with the Pacers here because the Pacers are not good, and the Hawks, they're not consistent. So big spread here. We got to stay away from it. Could be wonky. Hawks, please just go out and win this game. Stay away from it. Alrighty, next game up here. Whoa, big questionable spread right here. Celtics at the Raptors. Celtics +4.5. Raptors -4.5 here. Wow, Celtics +4.5 here. It's got to be more than just Robert Williams. Once again, he's out for the remainder of the year. Robert Williams is not turning this team into a +4.5 point spread. I think this is a little crazy. So I'm assuming more players are out for the Celtics here. Let's quickly take a look. Robert Williams out. We get Jason Tatum, a game-time decision. Al Horford, a game-time decision. So, interesting here. With this spread, I would assume that Jason Tatum is officially out, but him being a game-time decision, we don't know for sure just quite yet. So, let's go to NBA Fantasy Labs. Do we have any updated information on our man? Jason Tatum. No news on Jason Tatum. So, all right, everybody's kind of good to go for the Celtics here. Daniel Tice, this is your moment to step up big. And then for the Raptors, we get Malachi Flynn is out and Gary Trent Jr. is a game-time decision. Now, I'm gonna take this, folks, because I still want to believe in the Celtics, and I don't know if the Raptors are now suddenly better than the Celtics just because they don't have Robert Williams. I don't know if I'm believing into that. So, I know this is a rule that we have, never betting on the back-to-backs, but we've been making exceptions. We're allowing exceptions. I think that's how we're going to phrase it for the final 2 weeks. We're allowing exceptions. We're not sticking to the rule firm like we did in the regular season, the entire regular season, and I don't want to just throw it out the window and all that. But we will make exceptions to it right here, and I'm still going to make exceptions to it right here. Celtics getting +4.5 points. I can't pass up that value, even without Robert Williams. Daniel Tice, get it done. I'm sure Ime Udoka, the head coach of the Celtics, can get it done. He's been proving he can get it done coaching-wise, getting, kind of that next man up mentality, the greatness out of all the players. We've seen him do it the entire year. I'm betting that he gets it done again today. Yes, the Celtics on the back-to-back. Yes, the Raptors are pretty good as of recently. What are they, 9-1? Are they 9-1 in their last 10? Did I just see that correctly? 8-2 in their last 10. Man, oh man, that's fantastic. So yes, the Raptors have truly turned the corner here, but I love the Celtics. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown gets it done. Marcus Smart, Al Horford, hopefully he plays, but Daniel Tice, he gets into the starting lineup. And then we still got the bench. Aaron Nesmith, Peyton Pritchard, been getting it done, looking great, looking the best that they have looked over the last 3-4 games. Love it. I'm still betting on the Celtics, even without Robert Williams. Give me the 4.5 points here. I cannot pass that down. I cannot pass that up. That's what I want to see. Action Network, do you have updated information here on tonight's game? I want to see what y'all are saying about this Monday game. Where's the money at right now? The percentage of the bets are still on the Celtics. I love y'all. Yeah, y'all get it. 56% of the bets are on the Celtics at the current moment. Yeah, I'm about to knock it up to 57%. Yeah, give me the Celtics plus the 4. Yeah, y'all know. Come on, y'all know. Alrighty, so we're taking the Celtics plus 4.5. Robert Williams is not going to keep us down. Hopefully not. All right, then we get the Bulls at the Knicks. Bulls minus 3.5, Knicks plus 3.5. Two really bad teams. Knicks on the back-to-back. We're definitely staying away from this one. Everybody's going to go for the Bulls, for the Knicks. Everybody's going to go for them as well. But Knicks on the back-to-back, that's something we won't break our rule for. We don't even like betting on the Knicks regardless, even if they have like 10 days off. No, thank you. And you know how we feel about the Bulls. All right, then we get the Kings at the Heat. Kings plus 12.5, Heat minus 12.5. Heat have not done anything to earn that minus 12.5 point spread. Now, we know the Kings are actually good without Sabonis and good without De'Aaron Fox. And those two players are both out here. The Kings are 2-0. They've won their last two games with both those players being out. So the Kings plus 12.5 here, folks. I think I'm gonna kind of do the Heat a little dirty here. I'm taking the Kings plus 12.5. Yeah, the Heat aren't covering this. The Heat probably won't win this game. The Heat may not even win this game, folks. I'm not swallowing 12.5 with them. Absolutely not. I don't care. Victor Oladipo's good. Jimmy Butler's good. The only kind of questionables for the Heat are PJ Tucker, game time decision, Caleb Martin out, Gabe Vincent, game time decision, and Tyler Hero, game time decision. But Davion Mitchell, he gets it done himself. I'm taking the Kings plus 12.5. Yeah. Done with the Heat. I'm done with the Heat, folks. I'm not putting up with anything anymore. Done with the Heat. Done with the Nets. Done with the Jazz. That's what it is. Kings plus 12.5. Give me that value. Yep, I'm taking those points. All right, then we get the Warriors at the Grizzlies. Warriors plus 10.5 here. They're on the back-to-back, so we'll probably stay away from it here. Steph Curry still out. Klay Thompson, game time decision for rest. You need rest away from losing? Interesting. And then for the Grizzlies, we get Ja Morant. We know he's still out here, so Grizzlies probably get it done. They probably cover the minus 10.5 here, though. We'll stay away from it. Just once again, big spread, backdoor cover still potentially. The Grizzlies, everybody's on the Grizzlies. The hype is on the Grizzlies, so do they buy into their own hype at some point? Do they have a lackluster game at some point? I'm sure it's coming, but we've got two better bets here. I'll take some points here. Hey, if I'm getting great value with points, I don't need to swallow points here. So that's what we're doing. Celtics plus 4.5, Kings plus 12.5. I'm taking points here tonight, folks. Final two games, what do you got? Spurs at the Rockets. Spurs minus 8. Rockets plus 8 here. And I'm ready to bet this Spurs team. They're ready to make their run. They've been ready to make their run. They have been making their run. Spurs minus 8 seems like a lot here, but this Rockets team is bad, folks. And they just, had a big beating of the Blazers, so I'm sure they're feeling themselves, and then they have to face a good Spurs team, and it all comes collapsing. I'm swallowing A tier by the Spurs. I'm swallowing points with the Spurs. Who would have thought we would ever say that? But we've got the Spurs at number 10. We're swallowing 8 points with the Spurs. The Spurs are now a good team now. We see it. We bet it now. Spurs minus 8. And then the last game of the night, truly staying away from this one. Thunder, minus 2. Blazers, plus 2. Thunder at the Spurs here. I'm assuming Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's not playing, because Thunder minus 2, I may have to backtrack a little bit. I may take that if Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is playing. So, for the Thunder, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is out. So, that's why the spread is like this. I was going to say, that's great value with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in. But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander out, we stay away from it. Anthony Simons also out as well. So, two bad teams with everybody out. Don't bet this, folks. Please don't bet this game. This is how you know you have a gambling problem. If you bet this game at all anyway. And look at this. Celtics plus 4.5 has officially been taken off the board. What information has just broke that now we can no longer bet on this game? What is going on here? We don't have any updated information. Interesting. They took it off. They closed it. They took it off. You can no longer bet it. That usually means something's happening. A huge in, a huge out that they have to fix and get the line right. What is going on with the... Here it is. Oh, Jason Tatum out. Wow. Jason Tatum now. And look who's the first one breaking it. NBA Fantasy Labs. That's what we're talking about. Nobody else broke it first. Woj didn't break it first. Nobody else broke it first. It is NBA Fantasy Labs. This is why we love this Twitter account. This is why we always check with them. Jaylen Brown is also out. Once again, who's first reporting it? NBA Fantasy Labs. So once again, I'm glad we didn't take that. Celtics may be kind of playing a little bit of a game here. Hey, we just lost our center. Let's take our stars out to try and see how we handle the big rotations. We don't want, a big collapsing loss after this information, after this news breaks. So let's sit everybody. Let's take this loss because they're not going to win with all their backups because they don't have any backups because they're not a deep team. So Celtics, I think, are just trying to, take this big news that just broke today. Al Horford out as well, so everybody's out for the Celtics. So I think this is good by the Celtics. Let's take a deep breath in. We're on a back-to-back. We just had a good win. Let's sit everybody. We don't want a loss here. Absolutely, they don't want a loss because still the number one spot is up for grabs. They just got it last night, but still, it's like a 1.5 point game lead. So they don't want a loss, but they know this is a marathon, not a sprint. So Celtics going to potentially mail it in tonight just to see how they can progress for the rest of the season. So, man, oh man, Celtics, everybody's out. So officially not taking the +4 anymore. And I will not take, if they should probably be like +8.5, +9.5, +10 plus points. And we won't even take it at that. Hopefully we do get to see what the new updated value is because I'm interested to see what it is. Because there's no bettability with no starters for the Celtics. Absolutely no bettability there. All right, so now we are officially only taking the Kings +12.5 in the Spurs -8. Alrighty, that is all the NBA we had to go over for today. So now let's shift gears to the NFL, where we got some stories to talk about. Will not get to Malik Willis. What else is new? But we will try to squeeze that in when we can. So, here we go, folks. What do we got to talk about in the NFL? Some good stuff. Here we go. All right, here we go. First story up, folks. We got the newest edition of Hard Knocks. We had the Cowboys last offseason. We had the Colts in season. And I don't know if they do another in season of Hard Knocks again. Colts couldn't win the last week of the season. Did Hard Knocks play into that? I'm sure not, but still, they're going to be like, no, we saw what it did to the Colts. We don't want that either. So I'm sure Carson Wentz not only ruined the Colts, but he also ruined in-season Hard Knocks. So that's a double whammy for Carson Wentz. But the new off-season edition, training camp season edition of Hard Knocks is going to be the Detroit Lions. Bum, bum, bum. The great Detroit Lions, right? All right. The Cowboys, it was interesting. Last season was pretty good. We got to see Dak rehab and all that. We saw the great defensive rookies that turned out to be really, really gosh dang good. And then we had to see Mike McCarthy a little bit. He won us over a little bit, a tad. We kind of liked some things Mike McCarthy did, other things we didn't like, but we did get a little nice in-depth look at Mike McCarthy a little bit. So I am excited about seeing Dan Campbell because once again, Dan Campbell, he did have a successful season. Of our criteria of what we laid out before the season started, comparing that to after the season ended, he hit all the metrics, getting the wins, not getting blown out too much, being competitive. Dan Campbell really checked all the boxes of having a good first season as a head coach with not a great quarterback and not a great roster all around him. It was a positive success for Dan Campbell. Also, this prompted us to kind of go back to what we were saying about Dan Campbell before the season started, and I think I have to apologize a tad. And once again, a tad here. I'm not, full blow apologizing here to Dan Campbell and the Lions or anything like that. But I think we did go a little bit hard on Dan Campbell, a little bit. We did dig the man, the whole NASCAR helmet thing. Remember that? He was the somebody on the Grand Prix in Detroit, so they gave him the helmet, and he wore the helmet to the press conference. We didn't really like that. There was a video that came out just the players warming up, and Dan Campbell was doing up-downs with them, but everybody else was dogging it, and Dan Dan Campbell wasn't, evaluating talent on who's kind of giving up. If you're not going to kind of, do the up downs to 100%, are you going to give your 100%, in game time situations? Are you going to be able to dig down deep? That's really what you are evaluating, even in warm-ups, folks, when you have to make the cuts, when you have to decide who's going to stay and who's going to, get cut. Dan Campbell was doing up downs and kind of lacking at it as well. He wasn't going chest to ground. He was going knees to ground like a lot of the players were doing on the Lions. But Dan Campbell wouldn't know because he's doing it himself. So we didn't love that. Maybe we overanalyzed it a little bit. But we do have to apologize a little bit to Dan Campbell and how hard we were on him, because at the end of the day, he did have a successful season. I think the only kind of rookie first-time coach that did have a successful season, once again, Robert Saleh did not have a successful season according to us, and our criteria that we set before the season started. He did not have a successful season. It was really only Dan Campbell. So in that regard, we do give a little bit of an apology to Dan Campbell. I think we did knock him a little bit more than probably we should have or what it called for. So for that, we do give our sincere apologies to Dan Campbell. But once again, remember, year one, okay, you can do the games, you can have the fun and all that, but year two is really when we're going to have to start seeing some meaningful wins. We're going to have to get more of a better foundation from last season to this season. We got to see the wins start coming at a nice, solid pace. Once again, we don't need 4 or 5 year rebuild turnarounds. The Bengals got to the Super Bowl year 2. We know the Lions aren't going to get to the Super Bowl year 2 here, but let's get something good, productive, so year 3 we could be super competitive. Yes? So Dan Campbell, he still has a lot to prove this season. Is his way of coaching, is it viable for more than just one season here, one season there? Can he string it together? Can he build something good on top of something good? Can we get it going? Can we get it continuing on where he left off last season? This is all going to come to light. Now you bring in the circus of Hard Knocks and all that, it's going to get amplified. So the Lions, they are on good standing with us. Dan Campbell currently is on good standing with us, which is great. But we've got to see wins. We got to see progression. We can't just have, the same Dan Campbell, the race car helmet, those tactics of, riling up and getting your team ready to play and all that. Those go out the window. Fun and wins, they can go hand in hand, but if you're not winning, you're not having fun. Absolutely. So the whole Dan Campbell persona that he likes to kind of show off, or whoever he really is, that's fine to be you. Absolutely. But if it's not resulting into wins, you can't be a head coach anymore. You can still be on the team. Absolutely. But we've got to see the wins. You're the guy. It's all going to fall on you. Whether it's fair or not, it all falls on you, the head coach and the quarterback. You get the blame, you get the success. It comes with the territory. You can't just be like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Really, it's just what it is. So, Dan Campbell, Hard Knocks, show what you got, keep improving, get it done, and we'll see what you've got and Hard Knocks and behind the scenes and all that. So we'll get a great picture of Dan Campbell this season. Fantastic. We'll, once again, hold Dan Campbell to a higher standard than we did last season because it was his first time last season. So he's held to a higher standard this year and all that. So we'll see how it plays out. But the Lions on Hard Knocks, debuting 5 episodes August 9th, folks. So we got that to look forward to in a couple of months. Now, then this question got kind of posed up a little bit here. So around the NFL, after they hear that the Lions are going to be the host, the team to watch in Hard Knocks, they write this article, Hard Knocks training camp with the Detroit Lions, 5 storylines to look forward to. So that got me thinking, what 5 storylines would we be interested in? So we didn't look at this first. I want to see if we can even come up with 5 storylines. I don't know if we can come up with 5. I think there's maybe 2 or 3 that are coming to my mind right off the rip, and we're going to say those in a second here. But what are we interested in looking forward to for the Lions, and what are kind of, the media heads looking forward to? So before we look into what around the NFL, this is Kevin Patra. Kevin Patra writing for Around the NFL here. All right, we have some history with Kevin Patra on the show here. So let's see if our thinking is lining up with Kevin Patra. What is Kevin Patra looking forward to seeing compared to what we are looking forward to seeing? So here we go. 5 things. What are we looking forward to? We got Dan Campbell. We got the Lions and Hard Knocks. What are we looking forward to? What do we want to see? The first thing, is Dan Campbell. What is this man all about as a head coach? We got some things, the NASCAR helmet, the big energy. We know that about Dan Campbell, but let's get the behind the scenes look. Let's see what this man is all about in his coaching office. What does he talk about, one-on-one players with? Does he still bring that big time aggressive energy on one-on-one settings? Is it only for kind of the crowd and all that? How does he lead meetings, league team meetings? How does he lead those? What does he bring to the table? The big thing that kind of stuck out to us on Mike McCarthy was bringing up those mojo moments where there's just kind of a feeling in the games, in that competitive nature in games that you can't plan for. You just need to take advantage when you feel it, and you can't pinpoint it. You can't be like, oh, it's gonna come here or there. You just feel that mojo moment. Absolutely, that's definitely something that I like that Mike McCarthy truly brought up. You must be ready for any time of the game. Energy can flip, energy can shift, momentum can shift just like that, and you must be ready for those mojo moments. So what is Dan Campbell's mojo moment going to be this offseason for the Hard Knocks and the Lions? So that's the biggest thing. That's probably takeaway number one. The biggest storyline I want to watch is Dan Campbell as a coach, behind the scenes, all of that. So Dan Campbell, obviously big old storyline. Second storyline is going to be probably development with Jared Goff. So far, Jared Goff is their only quarterback. They don't bring in Baker Mayfield. They don't bring in anybody else. So Jared Goff, how do people feel about Jared Goff? Is Jared Goff actually good? How are they coaching Jared Goff? How are they treating Jared Goff? Are they treating Jared Goff like a Super Bowl participant quarterback who's had success in this league with only other great talent around him? Do they kind of, forget all about that and only treat him like what he did last season, lackluster, and all that? So what's the relationship between Dan Campbell and Jared Goff? We saw the relationship between Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott last season, and it wasn't good. They were hardly hanging around. Jerry Jones went down to Mike McCarthy and was like, yo, where is Dak Prescott? Remember early on when Dak Prescott still wasn't 100% cleared for practice and all that, and he was rehabbing out, not out on the field, and Jerry Jones was like, where the hell is Dak Prescott? And Mike McCarthy was like, oh, I think he's inside somewhere getting treatment. And Jerry Jones was like, no, I want him out here. I want him around the team. I want him out here. I want him watching. I want him energized. I want him, coaching up, clapping and all that, being a supporter out here on the field. And Mike McCarthy was like, oh, okay. And then he ended up getting him out on the field. So we know the relationship between Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy. They don't even talk to each other. So that's not good. So how's the relationship between Dan Campbell and Jared Goff? That's the second thing. Third thing, rookie running back. We like DeAndre Swift, but what about Javonte Williams? They kind of got a nice dual threat running attack here. How does that play? How do they coach that up? Do they preach running back by committee? Are they preaching just a flat out competition? Who's going to win it? So competition, how they run the practices, what do they think about the running backs? That's kind of the big three. I don't know if I could do another 4 and a 5. I'm looking at the roster. Is there anything kind of jumping off the page? They bring in DJ Chark. How do they talk about him? That's kind of the big signing that they had in free agency from the Jaguars and all that. So maybe something with DJ Chark storyline. But other than that, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm stuck at 3. Go to DJ Chark for 4. So, all right, that's our 4, 3, however you want to count it. So let's see what Kevin Patra, what is he saying are going to be the 5 storylines to look forward to while watching Hard Knocks? So number 1, and is what our number 1's Dan Campbell. Absolutely. Let's see what Kevin Patra says. Here we go. Get ready for a shot of caffeine each episode with a double Starbucks fist. Okay, Kevin Patra. Let's reel it in a little bit here. I don't know if this is the right words to use, but here we go. Get ready for a shot of caffeine each episode with a double Starbucks fisting, venti coffee chugging coach who reverberates enough energy to light up all of Corktown. That's a sentence right there. Campbell is the perfect leading actor for HBO to revolve its football show around. The burly coach's jacked biceps are only matched by his interminable enthusiasm. Sure, he'll provide uncanny quotes about, quote, biting kneecaps, but Campbell isn't some meathead who rah-rahed his way into a job. There is a genuine quality to a second-year coach that emanates throughout that roster. Players want to go to battle with the coach like Campbell, and that's exactly it. Remember, their first win Jared Goff instantly running to Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell instantly running onto the field to Jared Goff so they can meet each other. I mean, we saw some great emotion by Jared Goff and Dan Campbell that truly shows, hey, it works. They all go to bat for Dan Campbell. So that was a great year one, but we need to see it, progress and continue to grow. We can't just be stuck in that year one phase. It's going to get old when the losses are still coming. So I'm fine. I'm truly fine with the whole Dan Campbell's attitude and how he runs it because it did lead to success year one. But we can't just take 1 year. We've got to see it continue to grow. And once again, we apologize to Dan Campbell for how much we knocked him last season. And once again, Dan Campbell was the only first-year coach last season that had a successful season. So we are kind of on the side of Dan Campbell. We just need to see it continue to grow. Back to what Kevin Patrick says. Here we go. There is a general quality that we got that. Okay, here we go. In his first year, the 45-year-old proved to be a smart leader who wasn't afraid to make tough decisions and whose players fought tooth and nail despite being underdogs every time they hit the gridiron. Campbell and his coaching staff maximized a talent-poor roster in year one. Absolutely. Now, year two brings a different sort of challenge. There is no question Campbell will be the focus of the Hard Knocks crew. Heck, he's probably the main reason the cameras will be in Detroit in the first place. Well, we know they're not going for Jared Goff, so yeah, they're definitely going for Dan Campbell. So, Dan Campbell, definitely the biggest thing to watch for in Hard Knocks, but let's see if he can do it. All right, number 2, what does he got? Will owner Sheila Ford Hamp step into the limelight? I don't know. Will she? What does he say? Sheila Ford Hamp's media averse parents famously ran the Lions out of the limelight. William Clade Ford Sr. and later Martha Firestone Ford shunned the spotlight, often leading Lions fans to ponder the club's direction. Since taking over, Ford Hamp has been slightly more open, sitting for media interviews and discussing her visions of the perennially rebuilding Lions. While no one expects her to become the next Jerry Jones, Hard Knocks is the perfect opportunity for the owner to step into the forefront. As an owner of one of 32 multi-billion-dollar NFL teams, Ford Hamp is in a select group of women who hold power in a male-dominated sports landscape. That should not only be highlighted but celebrated. Hard Knocks would prove an excellent opportunity to learn more of her perspective and plans for rebuilding the Lions. For years, a particular sect of Detroit Lions fans had called for new ownership to take over the cyclically struggling club. While that will never happen, Hard Knocks provides Ford Hamp Hard Knocks? Is that I don't know, but I'll just read it how it is. Hard Knocks provides Ford Hamp a chance to reach those fans and others and show that her brand of ownership and direction differs from her parents', building on the optimism emanating from the locker room. Focusing time on a female owner would also help freshen Hard Knocks' formulaic model that has become predictable and sometimes dry. So, Sheila Ford Hamp, a female in a male-dominated industry, does she take this opportunity and use it as a platform? That is an opportunity. We'll see if she takes it. Number 3, third time's the charm for Jared Goff. Yes, absolutely. Here we go. If you're picking an NFL quarterback who should get 3 appearances on Hard Knocks, Goff wouldn't be near the top of the list. Absolutely. Yet, here we are. The Rams' former number 1 overall pick had an embarrassing debut on Hard Knocks as a rookie, famously not knowing where the sun rises in the East and sets in the West. Jared, come on. He came off better in the 2020 version, which included showing off his backyard golf course. While he's not the type of personality that will move the show as the Lions starting quarterback, Goff will remain a key figure. The show would gain some gravitas if the Lions add a rookie quarterback with either the number 2 or number 32 overall pick to compete for reps with the veteran bridge quarterback, or you bring in Baker Mayfield. Yeah. Number 4, putting the D back in Detroit. The Lions operated one of the worst defenses in the NFL in 2021, struggling to generate a consistent pass rush that wins championships. We know you must need a pass rusher. and getting picked apart on the back end. However, the group did show signs of improvement down the stretch. There are some interesting young pieces like Amani Oruwari and former first-round pick Charles Harris, who is coming off a career year. Michael Brockers is a Hard Knocks veteran thanks to his time in LA, where he and his former D-line mates were last seen battling a beetle. The rehab of former number 3 overall pick Jeff Okuda, who missed all of the 2021 season with an Achilles tear, could play a prominent role. There is also the prospect that the number 2 overall pick could be a big-name defender, possibly homegrown talent Aiden Hutchinson, which would add another wrinkle to the defensive storyline. But I'm expecting defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn and defensive backs coach Aubrey Pleasant to play critical roles in the Hard Knocks plot. Both are ascending coaches who are in line for promotions next offseason. Glenn and Pleasant were big reasons the Lions defense improved as the year progressed and has a chance to get better in 2022. Both men should get an opportunity for camera pop during training camp that will enhance their profiles during the next hiring cycle. All right, so the defense, a big story. And then the final thing, the Jamal Williams show. The final thing, here we go. The Lions wide receiver room with rising stud Amon-Ra St. Brown, newly added DJ Chark, and re-signed Josh Reynolds and Khalif Raymond will be key to any offensive improvement this season. That storyline is one deserving to follow. But if Hard Knocks crew is going to aggrandize one offensive player behind the quarterback, it should be Williams. The running back is one of the best characters in the NFL, boasting humor to match his wit and candor. Williams is a phenomenal interview whenever he sits in front of the mic. The 26-year-old's beaming smile is made for the cameras, and his workman-like attitude perfectly represents what the Lions are trying to build in Detroit. So, Kevin Patra, we agree, Dan Campbell, Jared Goff, Jamal Williams, and then he also says, hey, that defense, gotta praise it, getting better, and Sheila Ford Hamp, female owner in a male-dominated ownership, does she use this platform? We will know all those answers in a few months. August 9th, Tuesday, August 9th, we're watching Hard Knocks, folks, on HBO Max, and once again, we will watch the episodes, and then the following day, we will talk about those episodes. Cannot wait. Dan Campbell, Jared Goff, show us what you've got, build upon what you did last season, and we're all on you next year. Yes, sir, we just want to see improvement. I do not want to see stagnation, and I do not want to see any regression. Only moving forward. That's the only acceptable thing here. And if you can do that, we're on Dan Campbell like we thought we never would be. So, Lions heading over for Hard Knocks. Alrighty, all right, let's end on this because this is funny. This should be really funny here. I'm dying to see the full quote. So here we go. So funny. So obviously the Colts move off of Carson Wentz for rightful reasons. But Frank Reich comes out and says this. Okay. Frank Reich says, quote, "It's unfair to make Carson Wentz, quote, the scapegoat for Colts' disappointing season." Is it? Is it unfair to use Carson Wentz as the scapegoat, even though that you only changed quarterback from 2020 to 2021 and got worse? Playoffs with Phillip Rivers, no playoffs with Carson Wentz. I mean, is it unfair? I don't think so. I know you have to say this and all this. Oh, there's more than just the one player. I made mistakes. We all made mistakes, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, it was Carson Wentz not getting it done. You're the quarterback. It all falls on you when it's good. It also falls all on you when it's bad. It's unfortunate, but that's the quarterback position. They know what they're signing up for. Players know what they're signing up for when they're picking their position on what they want to do early on, folks. I mean, when you want to be a receiver, yeah, you want your name. You want to be the kind of the celebrity. You want to be the star on a team. Offensive lineman, you know you're just in the trenches. You know you're there for the job, and that's it. You know you're not going to get any limelight, any spotlight. And with the quarterback, you know, hey, you're the one distributing the football. You're the one with the ball in your hands every single play. It's up to you. You know that's the role old. You know that's the gig. From, Pop Warner to high school, you're the guy. All the cheerleaders are calling your name. You're the guy. They know this, folks. You know you get the recognition when you win, and you get it all put on you when you lose. It comes with the territory, folks. And if you didn't love the attention of winning when you were in high school, you wouldn't be doing it in the NFL level, the highest level of football. So everyone that says, oh, poor Carson Wentz, no, okay, he knows what he signed up for, and he didn't get it done. That's on him. It's unfortunate, but that's how it is. So Frank Reich saying, oh, it's unfair to make Carson Wentz a scapegoat, but they had no problem making Carson Wentz the scapegoat, right? Oh, it's unfair, but we're going to do it. Like, yes, of course. You've got to get this man. Is it unfair? Not really. He's the guy. I mean, he hated everybody knocking him last season with the Eagles because he threw 15 interceptions. He thought this opportunity would be able to kind of overshadow that and get his name back into the greats. Get your name back in the spotlight, the good spotlight. And he didn't get it done. This was a big opportunity. Him and Frank Reich, they had chemistry. Everybody was buzzing about the Colts. We had them as our Super Bowl winners before we saw them in season. Week 3, we were done. We called that off. But we were buying into the Colts because they had Carson Wentz, because the quarterback. They only needed the quarterback. We thought Carson Wentz could play at minimum game-managing football, and he couldn't do that. You couldn't play game-managing football? You couldn't stay healthy week 3? You know what we're saying? So yes, is it unfair? Maybe, but it's not. It's definitely justified. So, and it's definitely the right decision to make. So what is Frank Reich truly saying? What is this quote here? I just want to read this one quote. I want to read the entire quote of, the scapegoat. So here we go. Not even gonna, we can read this mini lead up to the quote. Here we go. Colts head coach Frank Reich isn't laying blame on Wentz despite the quick quarterback change. Yeah. Once again, I'm not going to blame him, but we are going to move off of him. I'm not going to use him. It's unfair to use him as a scapegoat, but we're going to use him as a scapegoat. Classic there. But he says this, quote, Carson played a lot of good football. Not that much. Maybe one good football play he made. Maybe one. Can y'all not play these ads and then not let me mute them? What the hell is going on? All this garbage. Get it off my screen. But here we go. Back to the quote. Quote, Carson Wentz played a lot of good football. We did a lot of good things as a team. He did a lot of good things as a quarterback. 3/4 of the year, we were one of the teams to be. One of the teams everybody was talking about. And then we had a pretty big time collapse in the last 2 weeks of the season, and we all take responsibility for that. Starting with me as a head coach, what would be unfair is to make Carson the scapegoat. Yeah. But you did it anyway. So what are you doing out here? They're just saving face. Oh, they use him as a scapegoat. That's unfair to do. But we did it anyway. And we got rid of him. And we're not sticking with him another year because we know we can't win with him. It left a bad taste in all of our mouths. We have to get rid of him. It's unfair, but we're going to do it anyway. So they're just saving face out here. They're just saying classic boilerplate things that you have to say, oh my God, I feel so bad for Carson Wentz. And, it's unfair to make him the scapegoat. And, we were playing really good football. He played really good football. And then we all collapsed the last 2 weeks. But who collapsed the last 2 weeks? Carson Wentz not getting it done. The man through 50% completion percentage like both those games? It's on Carson Wentz. So everybody trying to soften the blow here of what Carson Wentz truly did to this Colts team. He absolutely beefed it big time. And now Frank Reich trying to save face because Frank Reich was already tied to Carson Wentz, trying to distance himself maybe a little bit. Oh, it wasn't as bad as we were all thinking. Once again, why we needed to write down our final thoughts before the offseason truly kicked off, because now we're having a little bit of revisionist history. Oh, Carson Wentz, we played really good football, 3/4 of the season, and then just those final 2 weeks we collapsed. Yeah, kind of, but that's really not the whole story or the whole picture. The Colts weren't facing good teams all year. It's not like they were beating the best teams after the best teams after the best teams after the great teams after the great teams. No, they were beating mediocre, kind of maybe average-ish, slightly above average teams, and then they lost against the Jaguars. I will not let him live that down. So they're all trying to move past it, sweep it under the rug, because that's what the seasons for, revisionist history, getting everybody back on your side. Oh, you didn't see that. No. The last 6 months, you didn't see that. No. It's all good. It's all sunshine and rainbows. We're good heading into the next season. That's why we want to get our final thoughts down, because now we're getting Frank Reich saying, oh, it's unfair to use Carson Wentz as a scapegoat. No, it's not. It's him not getting it done. It is fair. It is fair to use this man as a scapegoat. He's the one single-handedly that let you down. A little bit of a voice crack on that one. A little bit of a longer voice crack on that one. But yeah, he is. He is. It is fair to call him the scapegoat. He didn't get it done. He's the quarterback. You must get it done. He didn't get it done. He threw 50%. Do you know how abysmally trash that is, folks, against the Jaguars team that was trash all year, that fired Urban Meyer midway through the season, that used a rookie quarterback to get it done? I mean, come on. It is not unfair. It is truly fair, and it is truly justified to use Carson Wentz as a scapegoat. So, Frank Reich trying to lessen the blow, trying to be like, no, we're still a good team. It wasn't him, blah, 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 blah. No. I'm not falling for the revisionist history, and I'm not falling that Carson Wentz is not a scapegoat. Yes, he is. Alrighty, folks, that's going to do it for us today. Way later on the NBA than I thought we were going, but, we had to voice it, folks. We had to voice all of our feelings there on the NBA, because we cannot let y'all get away with that any longer. So, we're back live tomorrow noon Eastern, talking more NBA, who upsets us tonight, who doesn't upset us tonight. We'll talk all that through. We'll see what else is breaking here in the NFL. We will see what stories break. We will try to get to Malik Willis tomorrow and all that. So we will see how all that transpires over the next few hours before we are live again tomorrow, noon Eastern, doing it all again. So, we are out of here. Have an absolute great one, folks. We'll see you tomorrow and make a little bit of money tonight in the NBA. We are flawless over our last 5 NBA picks, folks, and we are looking to continue to do so. Alrighty, folks. Have a great one, and we will see you tomorrow.